Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today we have Derek Altom. He's the Director of Events and Development at Randall House D6 Family Ministry. So Derek, welcome back to the Better Together podcast.
Come on, man. Number 5.
Man, you just you're like on a roll here.
You are very desperate for podcast people.
Well, there's that. But anyway, not right now.
I hear you.
We're not right now. So tell me, Derek, this is why we had to have you back on here. What is happening this year at the V3 conference?
Yeah, what's V3?
You know, you know it, don't you?
No, I'm kidding. That's my world. I
yes,
love it, man.
Yes.
I love getting to serve our Free Will Baptist people, our parents, our families, our churches, our youth and student ministries, in kind of spearheading the team. We have a wonderful team for Vertical 3, and this year is going to be in Raleigh. And we're excited. Our theme is Suit Up. It's all centered around Ephesians 6, 10 through 20. And we're really going to be emphasizing our students putting on the full armor of God. And I think if there was ever a day and time where that needs to be emphasized and we need to equip ourselves for the spiritual war that we're in, it's now.
Oh, that's great.
We're excited, man.
So let's say I'm in North Carolina or wherever I might be, and I'm like, I'm thinking of taking my kids over, my youth group, to Raleigh, North Carolina to see the Vertical 3 conference. What can I expect when I go to Raleigh?
I think you can expect several different things. First of all, inside of that is so many different things, so many different components. First of all, I think about the CTS Ministry Expo, and we'll talk, I think, about that here in a minute, so I'll put that aside. You can see students like themselves as they attend the Vertical 3 conference, specifically the middle and high school sessions, where we'll have the youth evangelistic team on stage leading worship. And excited about Yet this year. We have new Yet leaders, Brian and Kinsley Hauser, out of Oklahoma, and they're doing a great job in training and getting our young people ready for their tour and for leading worship at the Vertical 3 conference. And so we're excited about them leading worship, and we're excited just about having some dynamic, very intentional, practical sessions for our middle school and high school students. Centered around that theme of, hey, how do I suit up? What does that look like?
So I bring my kids, and they participate. They see other kids just like themselves that are Christians, so they're not feeling like they're all alone.
That's right.
Getting important information, biblical information about suiting up, and it really starts from the beginning. You've got like a little Sunday school class, not really little. It's a big group of people coming together.
Taught by Truth and Peace students.
Yes. So kind of walk us through what will I see through the week in these different sessions that we have.
So starting on Sunday morning, we'll have kind of I guess we could call it small group Bible study time.
Yeah.
But it's not small. I mean, it's all the middle school and high school students all together, where we are walking through the D6 everyday curriculum, whatever the lesson for that Sunday will be. And it's going to be led and fleshed out by 4 of our Truth and Peace students. Usually under the direction of Cameron Lane, one of the Truth and Peace staff members, and they do a phenomenal job at I sat back last year and was listening to one of them teach, and I thought, man, I've never considered that before or approached that text from that angle, and it's just really refreshing to see young people use that gift that the Lord has given them and recognize it at an early age and let us invest. And so then we'll go into like our first session. And Mason Polk from Randall University is going to be speaking for us, and he's going to be talking about those first few verses of Ephesians 6, 10 through 13, about what our warfare really is. It's not against flesh and blood. It's more spiritual than that. And then as we get into Sunday evening, we have Andy Raines coming from Lebanon Free Will Baptist Church in Lebanon, Missouri, and he's going to be really talking about the armor specifically in those next few verses. And then Tuesday evening, I'll come back to Monday in a minute, but Tuesday evening is going to be Aaron Pierce out of the Peace Church in Wilson, North Carolina, and he's going to talk about what our secret weapon is, and he's going to focus on those last few verses. That's all about prayer. Now, Monday night, I skipped it intentionally. It's going to be a little bit different. We have an individual that we have come in contact with through the D6 conference. Her name is Arlene Pelican. She's from California. Happy Home Cop podcast. I think she has been on your podcast before in the past, and her passion is to help families and churches engage engage in healthy ways with technology. And in my conversations with Arlene, I just thought, man, I feel like sometimes in our world, technology is one of those things that is used to maybe distract us from suiting up. And so she's going to come and she's going to speak to us in that Monday evening session about technology and good uses and bad uses. We're going to be doing some giveaways in that session for the parents and the sponsors who were there, just to kind of equip them and resource them to continue that conversation at home. And so we're excited to have that. And then Tuesday evening, we always have a Vertical 3 event, and we have a guy going to be doing a night called Fun with Forrest. And if you've ever encountered John Forrest, fun is probably not a strong enough word to describe probably what we're going to go through on Tuesday night. So we're just excited from top to bottom. We're already praying on what the Lord's going to do in those sessions at the Vertical 3 conference. And then, of course, you have the 4, 5, 6 worship led by Steve Greenwood, and the kids worship led by Johnny Miller from Arkansas and his team, and then Katie Greenwood loving our preschool kids. So from top to bottom, we're just so blessed as a denomination to get this opportunity to invest in our students.
It's going to be a wonderful time. And you alluded to the church training service competition, if you will. So that's going on beginning Monday morning.
Correct.
All the way through Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe some of our listeners have never had youth to participate in the CTS.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to our mission with Vertical 3, and that's to help students discover their talents and use them to further the kingdom of God, and in their leadership, kind of grow in their leadership. And so that's one of the ways that we fulfill our mission is students train specifically in the areas of different Bible categories and music and art categories, and they come to the Vertical 3 conference and the CTS Ministry Expo after having gone through district and state, and it's not about winning and losing. I know we award winners at the CTS Ministry Expo, but it would just be an opportunity for them to use the God-given talents they've been given for use in the local church, and we're just kind of helping develop that. And so I would encourage students who are at the Vertical 3 conference who maybe aren't participating in CTS or aren't as familiar with what that is to come to Raleigh to the Vertical 3 conference, register for the conference, and go sit in and see what some of that is like. Flip through the program and look at things that interest you, and then leave Raleigh and go back home and talk to your parents and your pastor and your youth pastor and your youth ministry volunteers and say, hey, I want to be involved in CTS.
Oh, that's great. And there's really, whatever the skill set or the spiritual gifts that a kid has, there's something really for everyone.
There really is. And so we're just excited. And then we culminate that by having an award ceremony on Wednesday night after it all kind of shuts down in the main room. We all gather in there and celebrate together talents and the abilities of our students.
So you're listening, you're thinking, should I go to Raleigh? You should. Should I participate in the Vertical 3 conference? If you're a young person, you really should do that. And it's like, I haven't had time to get ready to participate in Church Training Service CTS. Well, go find out what it's about, get some ideas. I mean, there's puppets. They have all kinds of things,
it's
singing, music, all kinds of Bible categories. We really encourage folks to check that out.
That's right. And so come to Raleigh and make it your goal that when I get to Tampa in 2024, I'm going to be participating in CTS.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And so much more truth and peace and all the rest of it. So you've just got to come to see it and experience it. If you've never been, we really encourage you to bring your young people.
Love you to come.
Thanks, my friend, for stopping by.
It's always a pleasure to be here, and thank you for what you do and for these conversations to get this information out to our people. I think it's so vital and important to communicate. So thank you.
You're welcome. And hey, thank you all for listening. We encourage you to take this podcast, share it with someone that would benefit. Remember, every little part we do, it helps. We truly are better together. Thank you.